It's the 3rd of February. On the motorbike. Oh! Next to the big wooden arms, yeah? Even out a Big Mac. I am of no fixed abode. Not too sure what I'm going to do once I get in here. I've been hustling it for the last week now. Hostels are fine. Decent few hostels there in moalboal. The last one I stayed in was right on the beach. But this time I might well splurge. But today what happened was I taught my class at 10 and then said I'll do a little bit of snorkeling before I jump on the bus. So I rented a set of snorkels. Is that what you say? A set of snorkels? I rented a snorkel off the receptionist for 100 pesos, and then with the little waterproof bag that I had from the canyoneering adventure, I placed my phone inside it, thinking I get some nice shots of some turtles or some little fish. And then so in I go into the water, and I notice as I'm right down the bottom that I can't press any of the buttons through this waterproof case. And so then I came out of the water, and then I noticed I still couldn't press any buttons, whether I was under the water or over the water, or I got out and then noticed the whole thing was fucked. My phone is bricked. So bottom line, don't bring your phone swimming even if you've got one of those waterproof casings. I've had that same phone for about 2 years, so I said, look, it's about time I'll buy a new phone, but I'm not going to dilly-dally. Somebody said that I should put the other phone into a bag of rice. I says, I will, sure. But first of all, I'm going to buy a new one. So I went to the phone shop and they showed me, I showed them my Infinix, and I says, for the price I paid for that, I should be able to send a rocket to the moon on a new phone, seeing as with the technological advances in phone technology these days. So for the same price that I paid or thereabouts as the Infinix that I had the last time, I got this Techno something or other with all the bits and bobs. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it so far. So anyway, brand new phone, so I can make nice new videos with it. The quality seems to be a bit better. I'm not sure how the sound is. I'm gonna go into Tom & Tom's, get a coffee, and then figure out what I'm doing. Over and out. Okay, let's finish this day with a little bit of psychobabble. I like that. They see the way the colours are working out, that the lights in the mirror are reflected as if there's a flying saucer. There's a flying saucer right outside of Starbucks, staring in the window at me. And look, it's at such an angle that it makes my arms look massive. Of course, my arms are massive. Anyway, what I was going to say was, people pleasing is on my mind at the moment. People pleasing. And what happened to me today at around 4 p.m. or thereabouts, and I hope that my friend Raz doesn't eventually hear this, but maybe she might, you never know. She could be listening to this in 5 years, 10 years down the line. But that she rang me up just as I was moving from Cebu Island onto Negros. I'm in Dumaguete at the moment. And through teary eyes, more or less, she said, would you like to hear the good news or the bad news? And I says, well, I wouldn't, if you could combine the two of them together and maybe tone it down into a situation that's a little bit more edible. So she says to me, the good news is that she got a job, and the bad news is that she's not going to have any money until March the 5th. That's the nutshell. And as she explained to me that she had contacted umpteen other people, you know, including one guy, I don't even know if I knew this guy that she referred to, some other guy who she thought would be able to help. Pure bullshit. There's no way that she had contacted all these other people. I was at the top of her list. Because I am a people pleaser, or
I am easily manipulated, and she knows that I am easily manipulated because I have had long-winded conversations with her about my relationship. My last relationship, I'm not in it anymore. I have been helping her since the start of our friendship, since she was in a motorbike accident in Vietnam, way back in 2019. I helped her get home, but she did repay me for those flights. But then afterwards I paid her rent for 2 months in a row in a time when I didn't really have that money. And on what planet does anybody pay somebody's rent for a month? So anyway, and then since then I have drip fed her. 50 euro here, 100 euro there. I'd say probably on 4 or 5 separate occasions she has rang me up with a bleeding heart scenario, and she might directly ask me, or sometimes she does, but that the culmination is, can I have a lend of 50? Can I have a lend of 100? So anyway, she asked me this, right? And I'm on the boat crossing over from one island to the next. I'm in a good place mentally and of course physically. Look at my arms. So I thought about it, and my first instinct was, because I just had a conversation the other day about this, where somebody was telling me, you can't be giving money to people the way you do. And I remembered how my dad had friendships and relationships with certain women that always lent him money, and then in kind he would have lent money to quite a lot of guys who never repaid him in the end. And that's where I think I got this from. Was my dad a people pleaser? I would say most likely, yeah. Where did it get him? Well, by and large, he was considered to be a very generous person, so yeah, it got him quite far. But I'm also reminded, this is something that I heard the other day in a podcast, people pleasing is a form of assholery. You are creating resentments with your disingenuity. You're being disingenuous. You are denying the other person the experience of the truth. So, in other words, you're not doing them any favors. If you do favors for people when they ask you, you're actually, in actual fact, you're not doing them a favor. They should be able to figure out. Actually, you're going to have to figure this one out by yourself. If you rang 8 other people and they all told you to fuck off, then why do you think I'm going to be the person who does help? And as an addict in recovery, I start over-analysing, and I think about it, and meanwhile she's pestering me and manipulating me, just telling me that it's not that much that she needs, and she promises me that she'll pay me back. So in the end, I wired her the money. Not a massive amount, it's $150. And I'm saying that quite likely she will pay me back, but I do feel manipulated, and I do feel like I'm a people pleaser. Over and out from a sunny dumaguete.